Tonight at 11, a Charlotte family is trying to figure out what happened to their 25-year-old daughter. Shanquella Robinson's parents say she took a trip to Mexico last month with a group of friends. Her friends made it back, but she didn't. They say she was found dead. They were told what happened, but they tell me tonight they're not buying it.
In our youthful era, aka our early 20s, most of us can say that celebrating a birthday would consist of a wild night out, getting free drinks all night long, plenty of birthday wishes, and not remembering a thing the next day. But what's most important is that we enjoyed ourselves, and we enjoyed ourselves with good company. But as we get older, our taste in recreational fun elevates. So instead of frequenting the same clubs for the millionth time since college, we may venture off and swap out the club for a more relaxed lounge or a fancy dinner in another state or even another country. This would be the case for 6 friends. And amongst those friends was this successful 25-year-old woman. The group of friends had their sights on Cabo, but what this woman didn't know was that her so-called friends also had their sights on her. This is the tragic story of Shanquella Robinson. Hey, Boujee True Crimer, and welcome back to another episode of Evil Strikes. I am your host, Boujee Hustla, and this is a Boujee Hustla production. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Evil Strikes is a new series that I started where I come on camera and talk about a true crime case while beating my face. But today there will be no makeup, just the case. So clearly YouTube's algorithm sent you to me, and you might as well join the rest of us. Stop fighting the temptation and subscribe. Okay, get comfortable because there are plenty more cases on the way. Now, today's case definitely struck a nerve because this scenario could easily happen to any one of us. And it's unfortunate that this tragedy was at the hands of people that this woman trusted. But I'm not going to get too much into it in case you have never heard of this case up until now. So let's go ahead and dive in. Shanquella Robinson was an entrepreneur who helped inspire and support other women. Her parents, Bernard and Salamandra Robinson, raised her in North Carolina, where she attended West Charlotte High School. She enrolled at Winston-Salem State University after graduation. Known affectionately as Quella by her family and friends, Shanquella operated a successful hair extension and braiding business called Exquisite Braids in Charlotte, North Carolina. She also ran a women's clothing shop called the Exquisite Boutique. So, as you can see, Shanquella was a busy woman. She was a force not to be played with, and she was all about getting to the bag. Now, Shanquella, she had an infectious laugh and a fun personality that everyone loved. It was impossible not to smile when she entered a room. And while Shanquella had a lot of passions and interests in life, nothing was more cherished to her than her family. For Shanquella, her family was everything, filling her life with love and joy. Now, besides being a sweet, kind, loyal friend, Shanquella was a supportive role model for her young clients at Exquisite Braids. Everyone appreciated Shanquella's perseverance, work ethic, and positive outlook. Her entire life, she always found a silver lining in everything she did. Shanquella flew from North Carolina to Cabo, Mexico on October 25th to stay at Villa Linda 32 with her friends. So that would be approximately 3 weeks prior to the recording of this video. Khalil Cook, her best friend, also traveled to Cabo with Shanquella. Now, in addition to these two, They had other friends joining them on the trip, which were Malik St. Patrick Dyer, Winter Donovan, Alyssa Michelle Hyatt, Dejanay Imani Jackson, and Nazir Wiggins. Now, from my understanding, I believe Alyssa was invited last minute. However, the rest of them had already planned on being at this trip. Now, I want to focus a little bit on the place, the ambiance of this resort that they booked, because when you hear how nice it is and what it offers, you could probably understand why they invited Shanquella. So Villa Linda 32 is a prestigious 5-room property in Puerto Los Cabos, one of Cabo's premier resort destinations. All amenities offered at Puerto Los Cabos, such as their breathtaking marina and premier restaurants, are accessible to those staying at Villa Linda 32. This villa has a total area of over 6,000 square feet, and it's designed with white marble and granite countertops. And they also have 5 HD TVs and a climate controlled wine cellar in the basement. Now, guests can arrange for personal concierge service and have the kitchen stocked with their favorite snacks and drinks before they arrive. They also have 2 distinct outdoor living areas, the pool patio and the rooftop terrace. They also have a custom swimming pool with a swim up bar, a jacuzzi with jets, barbecue, alfresco dining, and tons of lounge furniture and seating are located on the patio. So, as you can imagine, a place like this is going to cost a pretty penny. So, the more the merrier. And the bigger pockets you have, the merrier. Now, soon after arriving at Villa Linda 32, Shanquilla called her mom to say that she was eating in the villa in Puerto Los Cabos and that they had a private chef preparing tacos for them. Now, this conversation that Shanquilla's mom had with her would be unfortunately the last time that she would ever get to hear her daughter's voice again, because the following day, Shanquilla's mother would receive a phone call regarding her daughter's trip to Mexico in the form of a message that Shanquilla had passed away. The following day, Khalil called Shanquilla's mother to update her on her daughter. And according to Khalil, Shanquella wasn't feeling well and was resting. And he said that she had thrown up a few times the previous night after drinking too much. Now, her mom was kind of at ease because, when people are young, we get drunk, we get a little crazy. You probably got a little alcohol poisoning in you because you did too much, right? So it's like, okay, fine. Just get it out of your system if you can. Get hydrated and rest. Put some food in there if you can too. And time will heal all, basically. So, with rest and hydration, Shanquella would have recovered from her severe hangover. So, Shanquella's mother thanked Khalil for keeping her updated, and she also asked him to contact her, whenever they had any updates. So, after a short while, Khalil called Shanquella's mother again and told her that several ambulances were at their villa in Cabo. He told her that a housekeeper came across Shanquella unresponsive. Okay, so remember that part, that he told her the housekeeper discovered her unresponsive. So paramedics were inside Shanquella's room and trying to revive her. Khalil then put Shanquella's mother on hold, and Shanquella's mother grew sick with worry while she waited because, you've just told her that her daughter is gone. Like, she needs answers. She needs to find out what's going on. Like, how did things get to this point? Because last time she knew was her daughter just drank a little too much, and now you're telling her that she's no longer alive. The math ain't mathing, honey. We need answers. So while she's on hold, she has all of these questions running through her head. What could have happened between when she last spoke to her daughter eating tacos to Khalil saying that she was sick from alcohol poisoning to this? Shanquella had a hangover and was sleeping. So why were the paramedics called? What was really going on here? When Khalil returned to the phone, Shanquilla's mom asked him what happened, and Khalil was forced to tell his best friend's mother that she had passed away. Now, paramedics did everything they could to save Shanquella. Within a day, Khalil returned to the United States with Shanquilla's luggage and informed her family that Shanquilla had died from alcohol poisoning. So, this was the story, and he was sticking to it. Although Shanquilla's family trusted Khalil, he had been in their lives for over 5 years. They told him they were waiting for her autopsy results before jumping to conclusions because he was telling her that she had died from alcohol poisoning, and that was his story, and he wasn't changing it. But every time she talked to the other friends, the story started to change bit by bit by bit. And so at that point, she just took it upon herself to request for that autopsy because that is set in stone and that is not going to lie. Had it not been for Shanquilla's mother, their family, being adamant about the autopsy report, these friends could have gotten away with assault and murder to their daughter, sister, their loved one. And unfortunately for this group of so-called friends, a video would be leaked online that would prove everything that they said to be a lie. A cell phone video leaked online and it shows an unidentified woman punching, hitting, and slamming a nude Shanquella to the ground in their villa. According to reports, the woman assaulting Shanquella was Dejanay Jackson. Now, I do have this recording, and if you haven't seen the video, it's very accessible. You literally just Google it and it should pop right up. I'm not going to insert the video for obvious reasons. Shanquella is completely naked in the video, but I will pull the audio and play it for you so you guys can hear it yourselves if you have not heard or seen this video that I'm referring to.
Okay. Quilla, can you at least fight back?
No. Why she not fighting?
At least something. At least fight back, something.
Get up, bro. Get up.
Now, after reviewing that video or after hearing the video, there's a couple of things I wanted to point out. So in the video, Shanquella is naked, no clothes at all, as if maybe she just got out of a shower or was getting ready to get in the shower or possibly changing clothes. That is unclear. Now, all we know is that Dejanay is wailing on Shanquella, like literally throwing punch after punch after punch. And Shanquella is not fighting back at all. She attempted to try and throw an arm, but clearly she just could not. And that's what led to the friend in the background saying, Quilla, you gonna fight back? And then Dejanay like grabs her neck and tosses her like a rag doll on the floor. So now Shanquilla's like laid out on the ground, kind of like sitting up but slouched, like slumped over. And Dejanay is just again wailing on her, and she's not stopping. Like clearly the girl is not fighting. And she said even no, like she's not fighting back, but Dejanay did not care. She continued punching her like a doll, like a little rag doll, like a punching bag. And the sad part is you have this guy saying, Shaquilla, you're not gonna fight, or Quella, you're not gonna fight back. But you standing there recording. And then in the clip, there's someone else who kind of like pops in and out in the corner who is also there, just being a spectator and recording as well. But no one is doing anything to stop this fight. Now, my question is, I want to know what even initiated this fight. Like, why did they want to fight her so bad? Like, I need to know the reason. Now, there's another part to this story that I'm going to divulge later, but I also found out why or how this fight, well, not why, but more so how this fight occurred. Now, one of the men on the Cabo trip, Nazir Wiggins, denied the blog's claim that he was responsible for Shanquella's death because apparently people were tagging him as the person responsible for the death. And Nazir posted on social media that he arrived in Cabo after the group asked for medical attention for Shanquella. And he wrote, "How the F am I covering up something I'm just as blind as y'all about? I went to enjoy my birthday and in return got the worst day of my life." Every time she talked to the other friends, the story started to change bit by bit by bit. And so at that point, she just took it upon herself to request for that autopsy because that is set in stone and that is not going to lie. So the days following Shanquella's death, Khalil visited her family almost every day. And during Khalil's daily visits to Shanquella's home, Shanquella's sister could tell something was not right. He was pacing back and forth in the house and sweating profusely. He gave off a feeling of just anxious, like he was very uneasy. Winter Donovan and Dejanay Jackson, two of the three girls with Shanquella in Mexico, visited the Robinson household to confirm Shanquella's death from alcohol poisoning. So it sounds like they all decided that this was the best story to go with, and we're sticking to it. Because I guess they didn't understand how, forensics works, but okay. So before Winter and Dejanay stopped at Shanquella's parents' house, her family had received phone calls from different sources claiming that Shanquella was jumped in Mexico and that a fight had broken out. So the two girls adamantly denied that there had been any fighting in the villa during their stay in Cabo when Shaquilla's sister had asked if there had been a fight. Because why are you showing up to my house telling me about my sister's passing, but you're not telling me that a fight broke out? Okay. So days later, Shanquella's family received her autopsy report and the results shocked them. Okay. Because again, they're under the impression that their sister, daughter, loved one has passed away due to alcohol poisoning, according to her friends. But Shanquella's cause of death was a severed spinal cord, not alcohol poisoning. Additionally, Shanquella had a broken neck and had been severely beaten. And to top things off, there was no alcohol in her system. So I'm not really understanding why they would come up with a lie like this if they weren't 100% sure she even consumed any alcohol at all. But I digress. Shanquella's family received photos of her body during the autopsy, leaving her family speechless. She had a giant lump on her forehead, and her face was swollen. Her eyes were swollen. Her lip split. The pictures made it clear that Shanquella had been the victim of a violent assault. National authorities became involved in the incident after Shanquella died in Mexico. In a statement, the United States Department in Mexico refuted the claim that Shanquella was murdered, emphasizing that police did not see any clear evidence of foul play. I don't know how they don't see evidence of foul play when it's pretty evident that this girl has gotten beaten up. You have a swollen face, swollen eyes, busted lip, big knot on her forehead. Like, how many more clues do you need? You need Scooby and the gang to come and point these clues out for you, or what? It's just crazy to me how dismissive the authorities are down in Mexico when it comes to black and brown cases. And not even just Mexico, across the world. But in this particular instance, they're very dismissive down there because they were willing to take the word of these people that she was just poisoned with alcohol when there's obvious signs that something else happened. And now you have all of them just scattering like roaches. Social media accounts are being set on private or deleted altogether. And then there's also been word that Dejanay fled North Carolina and that she's hiding with family in Connecticut somewhere. So this whole case is just a mess, and everybody seems to be only concerned about themselves instead of doing the right thing and giving this family closure. that they deserve, the peace that they need, and just let them know what happened. All of y'all were there, but yeah, no one is speaking. And this is giving Takeoff vibes because all those people that were there and no one is talking. Why? Why? Like people, like one thing that really annoys me within the Black community is how, oh, you a op if you telling and you this, that, third. Listen, me and my friends say this all the time. We are law abiding citizens, okay? And although we may have grown up poor, we don't claim the streets, okay? Because we were not in the streets doing street activity. And I feel like a lot of people in our community tend to misconstrue the two or blend them together and call it one and the same when it is, in fact, not. You can be poor without being in the streets. There's definitely a huge difference. And I just find it weird that people are honoring a lifestyle that you've never even been a part of. So I say all that to say that we should change our mentality because in cases like this, it makes it really difficult for law enforcement to do their job and bring us justice. And those people better start talking. Listen, one thing I do know is the person who comes forth first normally gets the best deal. So, to the 6 who are out here scattering like roaches, you might want to go ahead and get you a good lawyer and take your Black behinds down to the precinct and let them people know what happened in that room. Why are you out here killing folks for no reason? Like, all of these deaths are so senseless. Like, there's not one reason why any of these people should be dead right now. Not her, not Takeoff, not the three Black people that went to Mexico um around the same time that they did, which I have another case coming out on that. The video's coming out on that soon, so you'll see that one. But yeah, like it's crazy. This is just too much. It's not giving unity, it's giving very much jealousy. And I feel like these girls were jealous of Shanquella for one reason or another. And Shanquella just wanted to be accepted by this group. And there's another video that came out where she was walking around and she's looking for her friends, but they are blatantly like ignoring her. And then when she finds them, they don't acknowledge her presence. And then she kind of like has to insert herself into the conversation, just to kind of make the situation not seem so awkward. But it's like, why are y'all doing all of this? This is so much drama for no reason.
Oh, it don't take that long to get naked. It don't take that long to get naked, hoes. Where y'all at? She told me I'm gonna keep it hot. You gonna keep it hot? What?
I'm gonna keep my hot business suits that I don't want to wear because it's cute as fuck.
They what Go said they croup.
Yeah. the one that's like mediocre is in my check-ins. I can't wear them.
Oh my goodness, y'all. The jealousy is real. You do see that? How is it that they were all supposed to be getting ready to go to the beach, pool, wherever in their swimsuits? And when she finally does find them, they're all congregated in a back room, fully dressed, and don't even look like they're making an attempt to get ready. There was clearly some plotting going on here. And I sincerely hope they find Dejanay so she can get what's coming to her. That prison time is going to be real. But mainly Winter, because the blows that she administered to Shanquella, the body slam, that is what was fatal and caused the spinal cord to break as well as her neck. Like, do you understand the amount of force it would take to break someone's spinal cord and neck? I really hope those girls get what's coming to them. That prison time is going to be something serious. And this is all alleged, but that's currently what's circulating. The video clip of Shanquella's assault in Cabo has led to the hashtags Shanquella Robinson and Justice for Quella. Several people have expressed concerns about what happened after the cell phone footage ended. Many have agreed with Shanquella's parents' suspicions that foul play may have been involved. Ain't no may, definitely was. Definitely. 100%. Celebrities such as Masika Kalisha, Jessie Woo, and K. Michelle have raised concerns about the violent confrontation. Jessie Woo tweeted, "The Shanquella Robinson video is wild on so many levels. You clearly hear a grown A man, her quote unquote friend, recording her being beat up while naked and making fun of Shanquella for being too intoxicated to fight back. Shanquella's parents reported their suspicions to FBI in Charlotte, North Carolina, and authorities have not yet confirmed whether any fatal injuries occurred during the fight in the video. North Carolina's WBTV contacted the FBI for comment about the video, and a statement from the FBI to WBTV said it was aware of the clip and encouraged anyone with related photos or video to get in touch. So, honey, they really thought that they were going to leave Cabo and come back to America and just get away with literally murdering this girl within 24 hours of her stepping foot on international soil. This is wild. This is completely wild. This is why I'm always cautious of who I consider a friend, because with friends like this, and I know y'all probably have heard this time and time again, who needs enemies? For real.
Now, of course, Dejanay is the one receiving all of the backlash because she was the one caught on camera throwing blows on Shanquella. But like I mentioned earlier, allegedly it was Winter who had body slammed Shanquella and in turn broke her spinal cord and her neck. Ugh, goodness, just hearing that is just horrendous. Like, that poor girl was just laying there in so much pain, suffering, and no one did anything to help her. And I really hope that these girls just come clean because somebody's talking. Because how else will we get all this information if none of us were in Mexico with them? So,
Then there were also reports that Dejanay was transgender. So I went back looking at the video. I'm like, dang, she definitely looks like she could be transgender. And I'm just like, wow, if she's transgender and she's fighting a female like this, that's wild. Because come on, let's call a spade a spade. Like, no matter what you consider yourself to identify with, your chromosomes, your DNA will tell you who you were born as, right? And naturally men are stronger than women. So you can't be out here fighting women. But later on they did debunk that and say that she was in fact a girl. So she was born a female. She just, has that manly stature, she has the build and she fights like a dude, straight up. But yeah, so that's basically, where things stand right now with the case, unfortunately. And I'm just really disappointed in the officials in Mexico, because had Shanquella's mother not been adamant about getting the autopsy report, this literally would have been swept under the rug, and it would have just been another Black person dying in Mexico. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of us as a people for not letting this die down, and how we are all coming together to make sure that there is justice for Shanquella. It's very unfortunate that it's us inflicting harm on us, but at the end of the day, if you come for us, we coming for you. No matter if you're Black, white, blue, it don't matter. So I sincerely hope that justice is served, and this is still an open case. So as more details come out, I may do an updated video, but that's all I have for you guys today. And I definitely want to send condolences to the Robinson family, because I cannot imagine, saying goodbye to my family member, expecting to see them in a couple of days, but instead I find out that they've passed away in just 24 hours, unexpectedly. So sincere condolences go out to the family and friends of Shanquella Robinson. And you guys, just be careful with who you call your friends out here, because, people are always plotting. And if you're not careful, you could suffer the same fate as Shanquella. So on that note, you guys, that's it for today's case. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you on another episode of Evil Strikes. Take care.